Jasmine, she, her pronouns.
Okay, as MCM, one of your main responsibilities is to design graphics and maintain KP's social media. What is your experience with Photoshop, Canva, coding, social media, marketing, etc.?
So right now I'm one of the MCMs for KP Star, and I run the Instagram account and I make the graphics for that. And to do that, I use programs such as Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and Canva, and I collaborate with my code on those. And to make these graphics, we basically have a set design aesthetic that we set at the beginning of the quarter, where we pick different color schemes, fonts, and just overall vibe that we want to go for. And on top of this, I'm also one of 7th College's marketing interns, so I run the Instagram account for 7th College as well, and we work with Adobe products, and I kind of would implement the same skills into the Gen Boards MCM and to maintain the same aesthetics and same branding when it comes to making those posts.
Besides our current marketing initiatives, social media, newsletter, etc., how do you hope to better inform the community about the different programs and events hosted by our partners?
I think one way that I want to better promote our events is to be more collaborative and more in contact with other organizations on campus. I feel like we have been kind of doing that by reposting their events in hopes that they would also repost ours. But I feel like even having collaborative events would make our organization known to people outside of KP. And on top of this, I feel like being a little bit more inclusive on the Instagram and having recaps so people could see how events are. This can have more members or potential members come to these events, because they'll see if they see a video or a picture and they're like, oh, that looks so much fun, they might be more willing to go to these events.
As MCM, you are co-coordinating Makasama with UC External. What is your understanding of this event and what is your vision for it? Do you have any experience?
So Makasama is an event where a lot of the members within KP and potentially people outside of KP are able to showcase many of their talents, whether that's through ASMR or through singing or through dancing, and it's just a place to build a sense of community. In terms of my experience with Makasama, I was part of the Makasama committee. I wouldn't say I had a big role in it, but I did have some say in what goes into promoting Makasama, such as stories and being able to hype up RC Avenue, one of the headliners, I guess, for it. In terms of my vision for it for next year, I do hope to plan Makasama in fall quarter rather than winter quarter. This is because I know VCE has other events in winter quarter, such as high school CoreCon, and then in spring where there's community college CoreCon. So being able to push that into fall would take off that weight. Along with this, it kind of helps members get to know each other, because there are going to be a lot of incoming first years transfers. So having Makasama would create another outlet for members and people outside of KP to meet each other.
KP has historically used Facebook as its main mode of communication within the board. However, post-COVID, there are fewer people using Facebook. The KP Discord was started, but still has little interaction. How do you plan to remedy this and make communication more personal?
Wait, can you repeat the question one more time?
How do you plan to remedy this and make the whole thing?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry. sorry.
KP has historically used Facebook as its main mode of communication within the board. However, post-COVID, there are fewer people started but still has little interaction. How do you plan to remedy this and make communication more efficient?
To make communication more efficient, I feel that I can work with other MCMs such as KP Core's MCM and KP Star's MCM to help promote other events and then help run those discords. I'm not sure if the operation manager runs the discord or not, but I would also probably work with them to help bring that up and be more active in it by promoting said graphics and like other events in there, and then just like being maybe like a little silly goofy, maybe have a little snipe channel. I don't know, I feel like that's been very common in a lot of discord chats to make them a little bit more active and have members interact with each other. In terms of Facebook, I know it's kind of like a dying media, but I think it is a good connection for alumni and people who are going, who are already, alumni basically. So maybe being able to promote events such as maybe like CoreCon and all that, or FCC events on there would help, or just like alumni panels, just so we can have greater resources for the organization.
Just like every position, being MCM is something that you make it what you want it to be. So what is your vision for making this position what you want it to be? What will you do to make it different but still representative of KP?
Well, something that I really like that I did with KP Star with my co-Hannah is that we kind of rebranded the Instagram with certain color schemes and like fonts to make it a little bit more cohesive, so when people go on the account they're like, oh, this is for sure KP Star. I kind of want to do the same with KP's Instagram, and also including a lot more faces, and because I feel like when people see themselves on Instagram or see them in like a little highlight reel, they're like, oh my god, that's me, so slay. Or then they'll share it with their friends, and then that's when like one person sends it to another, and then I feel like that'll like help KP be a little bit more known. Along with that, I kind of do want to do a lot more like recaps or videos, because those, I feel like I said earlier, it kind of shows what our events are and can help represent KP better. Yeah.
Do you have any?
Even though we have a 2-week notice implemented for graphics, many board members fail to abide by this. How will you deal with this?
I think one thing I would do at the beginning of the year, and probably like at every meeting, I would emphasize for people to put in their graphics. And I know for Star, whenever there's an event mentioned, something that Hannah and I like to do is to emphasize to put it in their graphic request forms. On top of this, I know there are a lot of events that go on during each quarter, so one of my plans was to make a lot more templates on Adobe over the summer, because I do believe that I will have a lot of free time. That's something that I wish I did a little bit of for KP Star, because I did do it because I had my stuff from my portfolio for that. So being able to do that for KP and having those set templates would honestly like help ease the workload and kind of work with like people who do not meet that 2-week notice.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, that's all.